Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of HarlequinCasts Dawn of War 2 Retribution. And today's episode is going to be awesome. This is yet another of the Meet the Players series. This is Meet the Players number 3, and I'm here today with Mr. Caeltos, all the way from Sweden. Caeltos, how are you doing today, sir?
I am perfectly fine. A bit of a stomach ache, but nothing I can't handle.
Bit of a stomach ache, but nothing he can't handle. You heard it here today, folks, from the pro, Mr. Caeltos. So, dude, you are a strategy specialist over at GameReplays.org. You are 2200 rated on the ladder right now. You play a lot of Chaos and that sort of thing. How long have you been playing Dawn of War 2?
Wow, that goes back all the way to the initial Dawn of War 2 beta. I picked it up, actually, a friend said, hey, the beta is open, blah, 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 wish I watched, and then I immediately ran over to his house and actually played the game. And I got hooked ever since, so, yeah, that's pretty much how long I've been playing Dawn of War 2.
Nice. Yeah, man, and you have just been rocking out right now. So like I said, you were 2200 on the ladder, doing a really good job out there. And so today's game, here we are in Green Tooth Gorge, popular map as always. I'm going to go ahead and zoom out here with my map a little bit. And take a look. So obviously, down here in the south, we have you, Mr. Caeltos. And by the way, you've been playing as In Storm a lot lately. What's the significance of that nickname?
I felt someone would bring that up eventually, but it's just a bit. It's somewhat of a Smurf kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. If someone is familiar, there are some imposters running around giving me a bad rep, so I tried to stray away from any involvement with those guys. I might make an entirely new nickname just to make them feel stupid.
Now that this is like at least the second account that the second time I've casted you playing as In Storm. Okay, that's cool. And already, by the way, I just happen to notice here, good habits here. You are already worshiping, and you can see slingshotting the Chaos Lord already out, and I haven't even started the replay yet, but that's looking good. Up here on the northern side of the map, playing today as the Lord General for the Imperial Guard, we have Mr. cozNemOK playing as dawnofwar.de, and I always get him confused. But cozNemOK, fine gentleman, dawnofwar.de, and I was saying this to you at the beginning here, is a German website for Dawn of War, and cozNemOK actually put up a Harlequin sticky post up there with all of the HarlequinCast games up there. So as soon as I see that, I was like, oh, that's cozNemOK. Hey, all right, sweet. So he's pretty awesome out there as well. So have you played him much on the ladder?
No, I don't think so. I maybe run into him like twice.
Yeah, I was always curious.
That's including this one.
Yeah, I was always curious how often like the top, 10 or 20 players actually bump into each other as opposed to just random people.
Well, otherwise it's quite regularly, I'd say. There's a lot of people. I actually always get favored matches, or well, not favored, I mean even matches, or it's in favor of the other people, because
Ooh.
I run into the top 10 quite a lot.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know. At least the matchmaking is working out there pretty well today. So Chaos versus Imperial Guard. What's your general theory about that? Like, how do you normally go about approaching? What do you expect the Imperial Guard player to do? That sort of thing.
Well, Sentinels, always. So you need to get those Chaos Space Marines, at least one squad of them. I, however, run double Chaos Space Marines quite regularly because I find it more suitable to my playstyle with a bit of a aggressive kind of play and cause a bit of attrition, then back away and transition into a turtle mid-game kinds of thing of a strategy. So, yeah, I think that's about it.
That's pretty good. And you were telling me before that you don't bump into a whole lot of Lord General players.
Yeah, I had no idea that cozNemOK was actually a Lord General, so this is pretty much, I think, my debut against a Lord General, at least against cozNemOK as well.
And while I'm putting you on the spot here, what is your least favorite matchup of all in 1 versus 1?
Wow, that's hard. I think Space Marines are pretty much the hardest matchup ever.
Interesting. I'm just improvising questions here, so we'll see what happens. Yeah. But okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get this game started here, normal speed. And then we can talk some more as the game develops here. So let's go ahead and get this started in 3, 2, 1, click. And there we go. And we can see that slingshotted Chaos Lord And I notice you're going to run him all the way out at the range of that and then send your guys out. And as you mentioned, you've got your Chaos Space Marines out, and it looks like he's going for double Guardsmen here. So in general, what's kind of your capture pattern when you send at the beginning? Or at least on the
start? Well, since I'm going for double wreck as my initial capping order and like screwing the power for now, you get those double requisitions a lot faster matured as well. So, and since I'm going double Chaos Space Marines, you get you need the wreck obviously. So it just makes sense going in for a double requisition and capping order.
Sounds good. That makes a lot of sense here. And now, I guess I'm biased because I've already seen this already, but we can see, and it's starting to happen right now too, that you pretty much send your Chaos Lord off to one side by himself and your army kind of off in another direction. Is that your normal way? Do you normally like use your Chaos Lord to kind of harass a little bit on his own?
Yeah, I actually use my Chaos Lord a bit more together with the rest of my army, but as for the early game, he's quite good against IG in particular, with the loads of guardsmen. They can't really kill the Chaos Lord. But yeah, he's a bit more of a solo kind of guy against IG, in my opinion.
Nice. And here we have already, so there is the third unit is out in the field right now for cozNemOK. He's got his, was that a little bit of a, was that a Doom Blast right there on those heretics?
Yeah. Yeah, they actually do a bit of damage on the Sentinel. I thought, yeah, might as well just do some damage.
Just do that on the way out of there. So yeah, he's already pressing hard on the left-hand side. So what kind of stuff is going through your mind right now, priority-wise? Like, what are you thinking?
Well, I met the Lord General on the right side, and I was like, okay, I'm not gonna bother with that since it was inside a garrison. And I was like, okay, I got his left-hand side the guy cornered here with my Chaos Space Marines on the left-hand side, or well, left upper side. So I thought I'm just gonna pincer him with my double Chaos Space Marines, and this is pretty taxing on his micro right now. He needs to make some quick movements here, but so do I, since I was in an open space. So I thought I need to get into cover, obviously, but Sentinels can push me back, so I'll have to be a bit careful here.
Yeah, it looked like so you've just been kind of retreating your northern guys while you get your southern guys up. And now what I like here that you're doing is it looks like you're totally ignoring, or at least somewhat ignoring the Sentinel and putting all the pressure on the guys who are repairing and just kind of inflicting some random losses on the guardsmen there.
Yeah, you know, killing a Sentinel isn't worth it, but you know, if it can inflict some damage on the Sentinel, force him to repair, the guardsmen are gonna be a bit stupid, so to say, and not shoot at you. But here I just garrison building because I need to just hold on until my garrison, heretics, arrive with the grenade launchers so I can kill the guardsmen.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. So over here on the right-hand side, it looks like your Chaos Lord has kind of avoided the Lord General for the time being, and now we actually have double Sentinels out on the field right now. This is going to be kind of taxing for you because you've got definitely the army on the left-hand side to deal with the Sentinel, although we see a nice little ground pound coming out right there while you're trying to cap that point. But on the right-hand side, it looks like your Chaos Lord is pretty much just going to get chased away, although I do see you grabbing the Combi Flamer right off the bat there.
Yeah, knowing that he has both his guardsmen on the left-hand side, I can pretty much kill the Sentinel if I can get the Combi Flamer. It does a lot of range damage, you know, and the Sentinel damage output on the Chaos Lord isn't really super-duper effective.
That was a nice little charge you did over on the left too. It looked like you worshipped just a little bit with the heretics and just kind of like threw all your Chaos Space Marines right in his face, and he just retreated right away from that. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I like to be all in the face of my enemy. Like a lot of people don't like to use worship, but I love the worship. So like it gets people off guard, really.
Yeah, that was really awesome. You and I were talking before this game about the game that I recently put up between you and Aki that ended with you just doing this tremendous like out of nowhere push like right into a Land Raider, and you won the game in like 2 seconds as a result of that. But that one got a ton of views on my channel, and yeah, I think you were telling me that that's just kind of like your play style. Like when you suddenly think you can win the game, you just go for it, just all in.
Yeah, all in. If you see an opportunity to seal the game, you know, why wait? Just go for it, all in, really.
Nice.
Of course, you can actually backfire and lose.
Yeah, I guess that's why you call it an all in, but yeah. So now over here, now it looks like you've kind of shifted up. So he retreated all of his units back to his base, and then you kind of spread your units back out. Some of your units on the right-hand side, leaving a single Chaos Heretic squad. On the left-hand side, just kind of by itself, capping away, and your... it looks like your Chaos Lord is getting back into action here. So now what are you thinking? He's got his entire army all in one humongous pile.
Yeah, I need to get, like, away from there. My garrison Chaos Space Marines are in a really bad spot. Double Sentinels with a double pound here.
Ooh.
There we go. It deals like a lot of damage, and losing individual models is really not a good idea. So I need the wreck for my generators and power nodes and, you know, new units in tier 2.
Looks like you put a little bit of pressure on his Lord General, though. Forced that to retreat. We see a little bit of Immolate coming right now out of the Chaos Lord here, but he was able to just kind of back away from that, unfortunately.
Yeah, I just wanted him to move away from that spot.
Nice.
I didn't like him there.
That's also good. Yeah, just don't stand there anymore. That's just as good.
Yeah.
I noticed, so you upgraded your second power node. Is that part of just your normal power, or is that just to prevent them from capping it?
No. It gives you indirect map control, since he needs to put some time into killing it, you know, and he can't capture or decapture anything during that time. So noding is good for map control.
Sounds good. That makes perfect sense here. It looks like you're getting a little bit of light gen bashing in if you can up here on top.
Yeah, I'm actually meleeing the Chaos Lord, and I'm using my Chaos Space Marines, and I'm using my Chaos Lord on the Sentinel.
Yeah, I was gonna say, right now you are fighting 3 or 4 separate battles all across this map.
Yeah.
How do you handle microing all of those different battles? Are you just constantly tabbing between your hotkeys, or how exactly do you handle keeping track of all that?
Pretty much. I have individual hotkeys for all my squads, really.
And you just kind of keep spamming like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, just to kind of like get back and forth and see what's happening.
Yeah, exactly. I need to get an idea of what's going on, if I can win this situation and everything. I have a really good APM, if I have to say so. I've checked my APM; it's quite good.
Yeah, that's one of those times where your APM is absolutely critical, because you could see that you won. It looked like there were like maybe 4 different firefights happening there, and you won like 3 out of 4 of them. And the one that you retreated from with your heretics on time, and you didn't lose the squad. So like that was perfectly handled. I mean, you know, some of the fights weren't winnable, but you in general took control of all of them. So that was really tight. I remember watching this the first time. I just like looked around like, wait a minute, that's a lot to keep track of at once. Okay, so you've started heading into tier 2, or you're almost there actually. You've got just your starting 3 units here. You haven't really built anything else right now. What's your plan at this stage of the game?
Well, I'm pretty much
and we see a Chimera out there. I don't know if you're anticipating a Chimera, but you'll see it pretty soon.
Chimeras are always used in IG versus Chaos, or IG always uses a Chimera. They never go for Stormtroopers or anything. So, you know, you need to get I was anticipating it. It doesn't come as a big surprise though, since IG is a pretty good fast tech race with low power needed in the early game.
So already I can see you getting the Plague Marines. I remember the first time I thought this, I said, okay, because normally I would think like, oh, Chimera, there's a bunch of different, you know, Chaos has a bunch of different viable answers to the Chimera. So are you choosing Plague Marines because they're effective versus infantry, or, you know, what caused you to choose Plague Marines as opposed to, say, like Devastators or Bloodletters or something like that?